Good evening and welcome to this edition of Diplomatic Watch on NTV Uganda. A major security breach rocked Washington last evening when President Donald Trump, Vice President JD Vance and First Lady Melania Trump were evacuated from the stage at the White House Correspondents Dinner after gunfire erupted. We examine what happened, what the president said, the latest developments and critical questions that remain unanswered about how a gunman nearly breached arguably America's most guarded event on the night of 25th April 2026. The incident unfolded shortly after 8:30 p.m. local time at the Washington Hilton, that is 3:30 a.m. Ugandan time. A 31-year-old man from California identified as Cole Thomas Allen allegedly charged a security checkpoint in the hotel lobby armed with guns and knives. He opened fire, striking one Secret Service agent in his bulletproof vest.
He was armed with a shotgun, a handgun, and multiple knives. As he ran through that checkpoint, members of law enforcement from the United States Secret Service intercepted that individual.
The star-studded dinner, attended by journalists, politicians and celebrities, was immediately evacuated and later cancelled. President Trump later held an impromptu press conference and addressed the nation from the White House.
A man charged a security checkpoint armed with multiple weapons, and he was taken down by some very brave members of Secret Service, and they acted very quickly. One officer was shot, but saved by the fact that he was wearing obviously a very good bulletproof vest. He was shot from very close distance with a very powerful gun.
Police say the suspect, Cole Thomas Allen, was a guest at the Washington Hilton Hotel where the dinner was taking place. Several critical questions remain unanswered regarding how the gunman accessed the most heavily guarded event of the Washington social calendar and arguably one of the highly guarded, if not the highly protected event in the world on the night of 25th April 2026. One of them is, how did Cole Thomas Allen, armed with multiple weapons, get so close to a Secret Service checkpoint inside the hotel? Was there a failure in the layered security screening for guests and registered attendees? How did he bypass magnetometers or other detection systems that are standard at such high-profile gatherings? And were there any intelligence warnings or red flags missed in the lead-up to the dinner? These are among the key issues now under intense review by the Secret Service and independent investigators. This marks at least the third major security incident involving President Trump since 2024, including the assassination attempt at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. The United States has recorded 4 assassinated sitting presidents in history: Abraham Lincoln in 1865, James Garfield in 1881, William McKinley in 1901, and John F. Kennedy in 1963. There have been more than 20 serious plots or attempts against presidents and candidates. The last sitting president wounded was Ronald Reagan, shot outside this very Washington Hilton in 1981. Despite vastly improved protocols, lone actors continue to challenge even the most sophisticated protection systems. World leaders have quickly condemned the violence and expressed relief that President Trump, the First Lady and Vice President JD Vance are safe. From a diplomatic viewpoint, this breach underscores deep political polarization in America and the immense pressure on the Secret Service. It also raises questions globally about balancing openness in democratic events with robust protection for leaders. The swift international expressions of support reflect a shared stake in U.S. stability, which remains central to global affairs. In the end, this incident reminds us that the strength of American democracy is not just an internal matter. It is a diplomatic anchor for the world. While the dinner may be rescheduled, the urgent need to safeguard open societies with resolve, not fear, must continue. That's all for this edition of Diplomatic Watch. I am Daniel Kibet.